Tea Time with a Pronoun. I'm back, and I'm here with Joe Convertino Jr., co-host today. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Perry.
And Scott and Anna. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have been having some issues with my short game. As you know, 40% of the shots you take on a golf course are within 100 yards in. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, 40%, folks. And Perry has been a little lax. That has been my strength, so to speak. But I was having some problems. And I can usually adjust, and I do. But I've been trying too many different things, and it works for a little while, and then it doesn't. I've been moving around. So I said to myself, I've got to go to somebody. And I have been self-taught. I admit that. I'm self-taught. But even now, I'm saying it's time for me to see someone who knows what they're talking about, who can straighten me out. So I said, well, who am I going to go to? And there are so many in Central New York that I could go to, but I started saying to myself, okay, let's see. Who has played on the PGA Tour? Has anybody played on the Champions Tour? Have they won a whole bunch of tournaments as an amateur? And also has taught taught two of his sons to play golf. One is on the PGA Tour right now. And that can only be one person, right, Joe?
You got it.
It can only be one person. And I had the pleasure of working with Jim when he was over at Timberbanks before Bellevue stole him from Timberbanks, stole him from me. But I tried to offer him $500,000. He wouldn't take it. No, just kidding. Mr. Jim Roy, good morning.
I would have taken 500.
Well, I want to tell you that I'm very, very happy. I was very happy with I'm not going to call it a lesson because it was more like we were out on the golf course. You were throwing balls all over the place. I said, this is too good to be true. I was like a little kid in the candy store. But why don't you just explain to the folks what we went through? Because this was not like a formal lesson on a lesson tee. And because it was a lot of fun. And I don't know why you decided to do it, but it seemed to work.
Well, I mean, like you said, you're mostly self-taught, and obviously you're an accomplished player, and you work at it. And I think I think you were just looking to have conversations about maybe what I think of when I chip, or
yes,
give you maybe a different feel or a different idea, and that's basically what we did. It was pretty much accomplished in about 10 minutes, I think. We hung around and had some fun playing different shots, but really with you, it was just kind of giving you a different picture on what you're trying to achieve with your shots, and you caught on pretty quick.
He caught on quick. Jim, how are you?
Good, Junior. How you doing?
Good. Happy birthday.
When is his birthday?
Did you know his birthday was yesterday, Perry?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, belated birthday. Happy birthday to you.
You got a great voice.
Yep.
Jim, in that comparison to the Perry Noun lesson, to maybe the lesson you gave me a couple years ago.
Boy, that was a lot of work, if I remember correctly.
Well, we played golf, I think, once or twice, maybe just once, but
right.
You did come over for a lesson, and I was impressed. I mean, I see you on TV slam dunking things, and your recent one, I think you were slam dunking. You were catching a home run, maybe. But
either that or on the ice, some bad things.
Yeah. There you go. But, you've always loved sports as a good athlete, and you've got a good golf game. I keep tabs on you. The people at Calvary Club let me know that you're there winning all the events.
Well, Jim, I want you to know that I'm teaming up with Joe over at Wayne Hills on Monday and Tuesday in a two-man event. It's a wonderful course over there, as you know, and Joe's going to get his feet wet in some of the district events now.
Good. He should. He played high-level basketball, and I'm sure loves to compete in anything.
Yes.
So I think that would be great.
Yep.
So, Jim, with the listeners, let's turn gears to your son, Kevin. Okay, congratulations. I'm sure you're so proud. All of Central New York's proud. Give us a little update where he is to date, his pro career, and what's going on in his world.
Yeah, he's. I'm sure a little bummed out this morning. He had a tough finish yesterday and ended up missing the cut down in North Carolina. And so how he stands now is the regular season is pretty much is over now. Now they'll go to FedEx Cup playoffs, which Kevin is not qualified for. So he will start back up in the middle of September in what they call the Fall Series, and we'll have 6 or 7 tournaments remaining to get enough FedEx Cup points at the end of the year that he would be in the top 125 to regain his status. If he doesn't do that, he'll go to the Korn Ferry Finals, where they'll issue five tour cards plus ties. The top 5 plus ties get tour cards. And if he doesn't do that, then he would play Korn Ferry and try to get back PGA status through that. So he's playing well. It's a tough league out there, but he's kind of stumbled. It seems like quite a bit. Not necessarily silly mistakes, but mistakes that at that level you really can't make. But he's feeling confident. He just became a dad a month and a half ago.
Oh, congratulations! Yes, good.
Yeah, and so he's looking forward to continuing to play. Like I said, he's playing great. I played with him last Sunday down in Florida, and he didn't miss a shot and shot 7 under, and it looked pretty easy. So, I think it's 1 week can change somebody's career out there. So
yes, it can.
He's still grinding away and still loves it, and so hopefully that week will come up shortly.
Okay, listen, talking about our discussion there around the Bellevue, the golf course. The bunker that we were practicing out of, or I was hitting shots out of it. By the way, Jim, hold one from a bunker to demonstrate for me. Oh. Bang, boop, in the hole it went. The sand. The sand was PGA Tour sand, and then I go out to try to hit a couple of other shots from some other sand. So I'm going to ask you now, if you get into a bunker where the sand is not exactly the same quality as it is at the Bellevue Country Club, tell me what I have to do the harder the sand gets, Jim, and even not only for me, but for the rest of the audience.
Okay, when you say the harder the sand gets, you mean that there's not as much sand as the one in Bellevue?
Exactly. There's not as much sand, and it certainly isn't the same quality sand. I mean,
like most courses across central New York, your average sand shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if there's not as much sand as you're used to, the ball will typically come out quicker.
Correct.
Because there's less sand. You might have to be careful if it's really firmly packed, that you are kind of careful that you don't have too much bounce that bounces into the ball. So you might, if you open up the club a lot in normal sand, if you go into a more hard packed sand, you may not want to open it up as much, and you would have to swing easier than your mind is telling you, because the ball will come out quicker. It's kind of like when after it rains, when the sand is wet, typically it comes out a lot quicker than when the sand is dry.
Okay, that was my point. Yes.